Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is a will be a fast forward or a let's say a little bit of a speedy going through of my masterclass. So I will not elaborate a lot about the topics. That is really for the masterclass and also, of course, the questions that are coming to all the topics. But then you got the whole structure and you know exactly what it's all about. Okay, here we go. So the right mindset is key to being successful. What am I going to talk about is that's the introduction that I just did. That's what I just did, right? But I'm going to introduce myself, of course, and then we are going into the 5 steps mindset principle. All right. Now, when I was 21, I told my parents what no parent wants to hear. Yeah, that's what I told them. And it sounds funny. It is even funny. But at that time, I was 21 and I had a teaching job, I thought. And that was a good job. Was a good pay, a lot of holiday. I mean, that was a really good job. But I wasn't fulfilled in it, and I had a dream, and I wanted to follow that dream and pursue my passion. The problem was I was in the wrong environment. I had no skills. I had no certifications. There was no internet. It was late 80s, right? I had no plan and I had no money. And maybe some of these things sound familiar to you and are holding you back to do what you love and to follow your dreams. But that was the situation I was in 1989, 19, something like that. Whatever. That was it. The thing everybody told me was that it was impossible. I could never make a living out of being a clown. I was crazy, giving up my job, etc., etc. Maybe these things you'll hear too if you want to follow your dreams. But as always, it seems impossible until it's done. For doing this, I needed a success mindset, and I created this success mindset. I didn't know what it was at the time. I failed my way through everything, but now when I look back at it, I can structure it. I can tell you what I did, and I tell you the mindset that I needed to do that, and what everybody needs to do when you want to follow your dream, when you want to do what you love. Now, in 25 years, I did a lot of things. Right, I even wrote a book, and at the end, I had a world-class balloon act. But ultimately, I built a 5-figure business while everybody told me it could not be done. And let's just go into that career and let's just have 1 minute of pictures about things I did. And, in 25 years, you do a lot. But as you can see, I did a lot with balloons. And that's ultimately where I created an act where I made caricatures from people that nobody in the world could do. So that was in the last stages of my career. I had an act like that. Beside that, I did a lot of children's theater and stuff, but it was always that clown figure or as a clown figure that I did and where I earned my money with and where I earned good money with when I started a business with, etc. And yeah, as you can see, my 25-year career passes really fast in pictures, but also in reality. It was a blast. I had fun, and I remember, and I regret nothing of my first career because I was doing what I love, of course. During that time, I was also a hospital clown for 10 years from 2000, no, from 1998 until 2008, actually. And that was the period where I learned most. Especially at the end, where I was working with palliative kids who had cancer or were about to die, some even a few days, some weeks, months. And you can imagine that work shaped me, and the foundation that I that I laid there, I am still using as today in my coaching business. So that was how valuable that period was for me. What I did by following my passion was I touched many people's life. And until today, still people come up to me and thank me for my visit that I did with their son or daughter. While I really don't remember these people anymore, I can't, because I must have had like, I think I visited around 8,000 children in these 10 years. So, but you can see I made an impact by following my passion. What did I learn the most in this period was I learned a lot of, I got a lot of insight in life and in people. I learned to listen, which is really important, I think. I learned to have gratitude. If you see what's going on, you are grateful that you have the things that you have in your life. I learned to be authentic, which is as a clown, but also as a person. I learned a lot about leadership. And last but not least, I learned not to judge people. And all these things now are of such value in my coaching business. Again, these 10 years changed my life, definitely. But this was the most important thing that I learned. It's all about your mindset. It's all in your mind. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to accomplish, it's all up here. And that's what a success mindset is. Now, before we go into the success mindset, you have to know what success means for you. Because the word success merely means the accomplishment of an aim or purpose, but you have to figure out what it means for you. You have to define your own success. Your success can be being a good dad. Another man's success can be buying a Ferrari, etc. And it's all the same what it is, but you have to define it. And the moment you define it, you have to wear two jackets, right? One above the other. You have to acquire two very important attitudes. The first one is you need to create an unshakable belief in yourself. Whatever you do, work on an unshakable belief. And the second thing is even more important. You have to be willing to fail. Because actually, Steve Jobs writes, it's impossible to fail if you learn from your mistakes and if you don't give up. So these two attitudes are required before you take the 5 steps mindset for success. First one, it all starts with passion. Passion is the fuel, passion is the oil, passion makes things move, passion makes you set your goals, passion will make your purpose, etc., etc., etc. But you need to be crystal clear about it. And in most cases, it's not job related. It's not saying, I want to be a cook. Cooking maybe is not your passion. Maybe it's serving people, or maybe it's giving people something special or attention. That's what your passion is. So you could also have your passion in another job. So it's never job related. Know yourself before you know others, right? There are a lot of tests out there so that you can get insight in yourself. You can also write 5 questions and send them to your best 10 friends. Then you will get also a good then you will get also a good idea of who you are. But I use Management Drives. It's an HR test. You can use MBTI, you can use Insights or whatever, but make sure you know yourself. And don't let money lead you. You know, it's a tricky line. It's a tricky line. You need money. We need money. Money gives us value, etc. But never let it lead you. Passion needs to lead you. Discover your why. Why are you doing it? Is it for the money? Maybe that's not such a good why, because you can never get enough of it, right? Now, search your why. know exactly what your why is, why you are doing this. And if you have that clarity, then that clarity about your passion will lead you to confidence. But with that confidence, you will learn new skills. With that confidence, you will be able to fail again and again. And that confidence will make you think long term and not searching for courses on the internet that promise you to be a millionaire in 90 days. No, 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 no. If you have the confidence enough, you will know it will take long time. Now, with this confidence, that confidence will make sure that you start doing what you love. Here, these are the pitfalls. Now, if you're doing what you love, you never have to work a day in your life, right? And you're wasting your time if you're not doing what you love. Now, again, some pitfalls, because it requires something when you start doing what you love. You have to be able to say no. That's an important one. You have to be able to outsource. You know, if business requires a lot of things, and some of these things you will not love to do, that's what you need to outsource. Also, an important one is at some point you need to break loose from your heroes. You know, in the beginning, everybody copies and reads books from gurus or whatever, and that's all good. But at some point, you need to form your unique you. You need to be authentic. You need to be doing something else than everybody else, because otherwise you have no chance of making good money with it, right? An important one too is optimize your environment, your physical environment, your mental environment, and your people environment. Physical environment, that's perhaps you need to work in another place than at home at the attic, for example, right? Your mental environment, how are you thinking? What's your way of thinking? Is that clear? Is that good? And of course, your personal environment, which are the people environment? I mean, which are the people that are around you? Are these people supporting you? Right? So optimize your environment. Upgrade skills. It's not enough to have skills. If you want to do what you love and you want to make a good living out of it, you need to upgrade these skills. Your skills that are already good, that you love to do, you need to become the best in what you do, or good in what you do, or different in what you do. And once you are doing what you love, you will get tons of energy, right? You will have no more Monday feeling, because you love working, you love what you're doing. But don't forget your body, right? It's not because you are loving what you're doing that you have to ignore your body. It's a balance, right? Do some sport, go walk, go swim, go to the gym, whatever, but start moving, literally. Another one is that you have to master your mind and emotions, right? It's good to have emotions. You can be angry, you can be sad, you can have all these emotions, but you have to master them. That doesn't mean that you have to reflect them or push them off. No, no, no. That means you have to let them in and master them and see what you can do with them, right? And that energy will ultimately, inevitably lead to money. But here are some blocks you need to take, because everybody has some money blocks. One of the biggest is money doesn't make you happy. So at some point you will be afraid to make money. That's the biggest one, but there are so many more. You have to clear your limiting beliefs. Maybe sometimes as a child, your mother or your family or whoever said money doesn't make you happy, right? That's a limiting belief. Again, you have to clear all these limiting beliefs, and then you will get consistent results, right? It's also one of the things you have to make sure of. Sometimes you're making money, you're having the good life, whatever, and then you don't do the things you need to do anymore, and it stops failing, right? So it's a trickly slope sometimes. So if you are clear about your passion, that will give you confidence. That will start doing what you love. That will give you energy, and then the money will come. Not the other way around. It's this way and not this way. So if you adapt this new mindset, new results will automatically come. But what most people do is they try to figure out in their head what their problems, what they have, or their way of living. But that thinking is what got them there in the first place. So the moment you change your mindset, you will get new results automatically. So if you take the steps, and the steps are to be taken 1 until 5, and the funny thing is also that you cannot take a step before 1 is true, and more, it will go automatically. It will go automatically from one to another, and one will automatically lead to the other. And if you go through the 5 steps, then you are doing what you love and making good money with it. It's as simple as that. Now, if you want to talk to me in person, that's possible. We will have a conversation. We will clear out your goals, see what's getting in your way, create an action plan so you can make a difference. It will be a tremendous value for you, and there will be no strings attached. And if this appeals to you or resonates to you in any way, don't be afraid to have the call. You know, sometimes I say to people, they ask you, I have this call and can I pay for it because I will give you something. And say, yeah, you can pay for it, but it's priceless. This is really a priceless call. So, I mean, it will give you clarity about what you are doing and what you need to do. So I would say go for it. Contact me and have the call. Right. So thank you for listening to this very quick resume of my masterclass, and maybe we'll get in touch or not. That's the choice you need to make now.